What is good, everybody? This is the NYC Nobodies podcast. Back at it, baby. You already know. We were gone. It was the international break. Started a new job. Things have been going on. But one thing I do know is going on. We got Senor AARP in the building.
What up? What
The
up? What up?
unofficial member of Viejos SC, Felix Palao.
What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's going well. And I know everybody's still buzzing off that win from yesterday. We're recording on Sunday night, so definitely that win is still fresh in our minds.
And then you got Bukele over here.
What do you mean, the Prince of Queens?
The Prince of Queens this week, bro.
Yeah. You know,
The Prince of Queens.
out here patrolling the streets of Queens, making sure
everybody supports NYCFC because we're in happy days, amazing times we're living in. So
yes,
maybe happier than this right now.
Yes, right now, I think we're in a good spot in the season. We beat a couple of very tough opponents this past week. We have another. Well, something. I'm not even going to call them tough anymore. I'm going to call them pretty mid in Inter Miami. I mean, they still have Messi. You can't be too mid, but I have to say, standings wise, we beat a couple pretty good teams this week, and I'm very happy with our performances.
I mean, listen, it's the best time to go in a hot stretch. I mean, that's why we're so excited and we're so positive because it's like we're proving that we can be that team.
Yeah.
And listen, we're going to get into it, but we can start from the top. We can start from how this month began. And it began with me and Nico and a lot of us out there in Chicago. It was an amazing away day because of the result. It was an amazing away day because of the city, to be honest.
What a great time we had.
Hell yeah.
Nah, boys, talk about it. Let's go. I want to hear all about it. I mean, I've been to Chicago myself, but not in an away day, so go
like
for it.
Mini New York City. The train, you could get the all-day train pass, $5, so you could watch crackheads fighting on the train.
Just like New York.
Me and Cesar literally were in a subway car when a fight broke into our subway car and some young kids were beating up this old dude or vice versa. I don't know what the hell happened. I got caught in the mayhem for a second, but it's all good.
Right.
We out here.
I think that's why we enjoyed it a lot because it reminded us of New York City.
Yeah,
crackheads fighting with.
Listen, crackheads are a universal thing. You're gonna run into crackheads every city you go to.
And
good transportation, good food.
Listen, deep pizza is fire, but no one talks about the tavern style, and tavern style pizza is fuego. That reminds me of like Detroit. Like they cut it up, OD slices, super thin. Me and Cesar went over to the Chicago Fire tailgate and hung out with our boy Trumpet Poppy. Shout out
Trumpet Poppy. Dang, man.
Bro, it is so sick. Bro, I don't know how to explain this. Like, it would be like if we had our stadium in LIC and there was a parking lot, and while we were tailgating, you could see the skyline of the whole city in the background. The view from their parking lot is so dope, bro. You could see the whole skyline. The food was fire. The ganj was great. Shout out to NYCFC 420. And shout out to Tom Burke for that event yesterday.
Definitely.
Letting it rock. But yeah, man, it was awesome. Sick ass away day. And Soldier Field, I've always wanted to go since I was a little kid. So to be in such a historic venue made it even better. And the boys got the W. So what you gonna do?
I mean, we'll get into the game, of course, but just to add on a bit more, I mean, the fact that both teams that play in Soldier Field are having issues staying there or don't want to stay there, that's a topic for another day, of course, is crazy. Because like you said, not only is the view nice from there, it's a historic venue. So it actually was cool to play there, not their other stadium that also is not being used, right?
Yeah.
And again, shout out Trumpet Poppy, everyone from the Chicago Fire, their fan base from Sector Latino, they really introduced us well. We collabed with a few people there as well. It was pretty awesome. And treated us with good food, drinks, open arms, and 3 points. So, I mean, what else can you ask for?
We all know the lore of the NYCFC versus Chicago fan lore, but we had the complete opposite. Now. We had the complete opposite experience,
which is good. I mean,
thankfully,
yeah, I cannot complain. Everyone showed me love, and I even got one random ass Chicago fan that just randomly came up to me and said "fuck Chop Cheese," and that was hilarious. So.
And also, random
they know in Chirac, man. They really know about that.
No lie, that was probably the funniest shit that happened. That like we literally were leaving the game, and some random kid was just like, "Yo, fuck Chop Cheese." That was funny as fuck when I heard that. That made me laugh.
Wait, was he an NYC supporter? Or was he?
Nah, he was a Chicago fan, bro. He was Sector Latino. This random ass dude. I had no idea who he was. It was funny as fuck.
I mean, all you got to see is the back of the shirt.
I dapped him up and everything. It was hilarious.
Right. That's
but the game. All right. Well, enough of the vibes. The vibes are high right now at NYCFC in general. But
that's true.
Let's get to this. Let's get to this lineup here, boys. And I mean, this was a pivotal match. Let's not be mistaken. It was very important for the boys to go into Chicago, especially after the DC debacle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, my birthday match, I literally fell to my knees. It was brutal.
And it's funny because before that game, me and Nico went to the open training the day right before the USA Korea match that we had, right?
Yeah.
And that's something Pascal Janssen mentioned. He's like, we got to bounce back from that.
Yep.
So this was the game to do it, and we were also there. So
I think it was a great statement to make as well, because not only did we beat a very decent Chicago team, I'm not going to say that they're that bad, but we did it on the road. Yeah. And I think if Pascal Janssen was going to say we're going to bounce back, this was the perfect game to do so, especially on the road, because now. We all of a sudden are a better team on the road. We weren't going into it, thinking that we're going to lose. I knew that day. I was like, we're not losing today. The way we're playing right now, we are not losing this game. So definitely. I think Road Warriors is something in our title. So let's get into this lineup, fellas. So definitely.
I got it for Chicago. I'm gonna hold it down, just like the man who's always holding it down. Shout out to the man with the new contract extension.
2030, my guys.
He's as cold as ice. Oh my God, his name is Matt Freeze.
He's not Cole Palmer either, but he gets the
are his thing. Tim Howard said you're bullshitting. Well, apparently he's not.
All right, go ahead.
Kevin O'Toole is playing left back, paired with Justin Hack, Thiago Martins, Raul Gustavo. This isn't right. Whatever. Hold on. We had Kevin O'Toole, Thiago Martins, Raul Gustavo, and Tavon patrolling the back. We had Hack and Aiden O'Neill running the double pivot. Then we had Hannes on the left, Maxi in the middle, Nico on the right, and up top we had Pura Vida, Alonso Martinez
himself. Oh my God! So
just a side note, we had guys coming from international duty from everywhere. We had Alonso Martinez traveling from Costa Rica. We had O'Neill traveling from New Zealand, where he played in the away match in Australia.
I don't think you guys know how far of a flight that is.
And we did it, and they did it. Who else? I'm missing another one, but they did it. Michi also came from Europe as well, but they did it literally the beginning of that week, and they came back on that Saturday to Chicago to play.
That is just all right. A flight from New York City to Auckland, New Zealand takes 17 to 18 hours nonstop.
Jeez,
what a warrior! What a warrior, man.
And he played midweek, guys. Keep that in mind. Midweek.
O'Neill, bro.
And he played He played the majority of the game.
And he flew to New York, and then he flew to somebody buy Aiden O'Neill a beer, bro. That man, he deserves it. So we're there. The game starts to settle in. It was cool to see like the setup they had. There was actually a good amount of people at the game, so it was going back and forth. And then, in the 13th minute, Tavon had a little bit of a blunder. And let me get this name right. Philip Zinkernagel. Wow.
Yes. He scored against us in Yankee Stadium.
If they had an MLS trivia show in like 10 years, he's got to be one of the.
He has to be. I mean, most consonants in the last name.
He scored. I mean, we all saw it coming. Cesar, me, Mert, everyone in the Crispin was out there. We all felt it. We're like, damn, we're down early. But even in my head, I'm like, it's not over. One thing about this team, we know this year, if we have a lead or if we're behind, that doesn't mean the game's over either way. And shit, how were you feeling when Chicago conceded, Cesar?
I mean, listen again.
We continue to try to Chicago.
Just because of how well we're doing on the road, like Felix said earlier, that's what I never was pressed about it. Other times, especially earlier this season, we go down, especially on the road. You're like, damn, what the hell is going to happen? But again, even if we have these blunders against like small, not to insult too much, but yeah, weaker teams, like we are known to come back against competitive teams, and Chicago's definitely a competitive team in the playoff picture. So I wasn't really stressed. Philip Sincronagle, like I was telling you, I know him from Forest in England before when he used to play there, and he's not a bad player. He scored against us at Yankee Stadium. So I'm like, we can bounce back from this. And behold, at the end of the half, our new DP man, your twin, Nico Fernandez.
Nico Fernandez, baby. Well,
but one thing I would say, though, is we had good intensity the whole half. That's even when we went down. Like, we would still press, hold the ball, and the real opportunity they only had was that one. So, especially building up to the goal, I wasn't really stressed, per se.
To be honest with you, I mean, for it to happen in the 40th minute, right before the half, I think was really like that. It was more like that knockdown. We get swung on, we swing right back, and we just land another one. I really think that Nico Fernandez is becoming a really good threat on the back ring on the back post, because you just see him come out of nowhere on that far post, and all he has to do tap it in. Cross comes in, he's right there, right man, right time. So I think that's just another part of his game that no one's really talking about, just the way he runs off the ball and the positions that he does find himself in to receive that ball and be able to, knock one in. So I think that's what happened there. And if I'm not mistaken, that assist was by Kevin O'Toole, and also Nico Fernandez's first MLS goal. So, definitely shouts to the dude, He
opened his account for NYCFC, and man, it was dope to be. He had it coming, bro. He had a couple opportunities that, I mean, I saw out of all people saying that no one wants to see us in the playoffs, Sasha Klestin and BWP talking about Nico Fernandez's importance to NYCFC.
Yeah.
The fact that we're even being spoken about, I mean, not even by two of probably the Red Bull players I hate the most in all history of humanity. But that just shows that we're the real deal, man. I think since Nico Fernandez, we are 7 wins, 0 losses, 0 ties, and 1 loss.
Yeah. You know what it is? He's like
he's like a little DC.
He's like a little bit more mature Santi. He's a very Santi-esque player, but the thing is with him is that he could, just like Santi as well, he could play everywhere in the attack. Left, right, mid, or attack and mid. But of course we know that Pascal Janssen prefers to have whoever's stronger foot, whatever side of the field they are, where strong foot is, that's where he prefers to have them. So instead of having a right-footed player on the left, he has him on the right. Then, of course, Han is on the left because he's left-footed, which usually is all the way around. But they're adapting, they're scoring, they're lethal. We can't ask for more. So,
and I think that the thing that Nico does bring to this club is just the fact that his unpredictability. You never know where he's gonna. You never know. You can mark him out. You think you're marking him out the game for 5 minutes? He's right around the corner. So I really think that, that's also part of his value. He's just very creative. He knows what the spots he has to go in. And, that's just something that I keep talking about it, because that's the one thing that just always stands out. Right place, right time all the time. And it's very refreshing. We haven't had a player like that in a really long time. So like you said, I think you're right. He's a more mature Santi because, when you talk about the level of creativity and just what he does off the ball to contribute to the attack, I think that's a pretty fair comparison as well.
Yep.
And he's taking the load off Maxi's shoulders. So, I mean, what more could you ask for? We were asking him to do too much. Now he could just be there when we need him. Not because he's the only option, but because that's just his greatness and he can help us when we need it. But we couldn't just rely on him. And the addition of him, Alonso Hannes is clicking. I mean, it's a great time to be an NYCFC fan. But let's continue with this game. Let's wrap up Chicago. Alonso Martinez, 57th minute. Off the set piece, Raul Gustavo with the header was deflected to the feet of Alonso Martinez, who just fucking ripped it right in between the defender's legs. Goal.
Second goal that week, by the way.
Costa Rica. Goal that week. He puts us ahead. And then, we got back and forth. Chicago had some chances. They fought back. They almost equalized. But then
My
Tavon
youth.
cleared the ball all the way down the field. Augustino Hela gets it, takes it down, lays it off to Seymour Reed, who puts it in the back of the net for his first ever NYCFC goal and the youngest ever player to score for
that to me, that part right there. Say it again. The youngest ever goal scorer. That to me, that still blows my mind. That just means I'm getting older.
Yeah, and I remember telling him in open training, I'm like, bro, keep trying, keep going, like, you know, never be scared of nothing, man, because like obviously he's doing so good for the twos, and I'm like, of course, one criticism we've had is that he might be a bit too not aggressive on the ball, or sometimes just doesn't lift off his head as much. But again, like, listen, shout out Agustino Heda.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep mentioning his name this episode, but off the bench, he is an absolute weapon.
Hero of N.
Yes.
Him and Aiden O'Neill truly might be two of the most important unsung players in NYCFC.
But fellas, this is the question that I want to ask both of y'all.
Real quick,
right?
We just wrapped up Chicago 3-1. We packed up Chicago, and the boys escaped Chi-Town with 3 points, and then they move on to the crew of Columbus.
Oh man, the crew of Columbus, man. You know,
original scheduled game from August 11th.
Fellas, I did want to ask a question before we jump into this Columbus game. We talking about pickups that that David Lee has made this summer. Now, you just made a great point. You know, we didn't hear Aiden O'Neill was just putting in work. Now, best pickup this summer. Who was the best pickup in that midfield?
In the midfield or out of the pickup this season as a side?
I would say it's this season as a whole. Let's talk about the season.
Yeah. Fuck. Damn. Especially right now, it's a tough question, bro.
Gotta be Nico Hernandez, bro.
Right. It's a great.
I mean, honestly, I don't even think it's fair to compare because like Nico Hernandez and Aiden O'Neill, those are the players you need to win championships.
We need goals. No matter how good your defense is, if you can't score,
Yeah,
I would say though. Listen, as much as Aiden O'Neill, I think. Listen, I don't even think it's a hot take, but he brings something that maybe Sands and Keaton don't really have in their locker last season. The last player I can tell you as a DM maybe had was Ring to that extent. Maybe a little bit Alfredo Morales, but was just grit and order.
Yeah.
Like on top of being technical, being physical, and just being quick on both sides of the ball. So, yeah, no, I think Fernandez just a slightly more, but it's just unfair because I know a lot of like defensive players aren't going to get the praise or the glamour that attacking players are going to get. Speaking of for my part as well, but Nico Fernandez because Santi really is absolutely huge.
They're both beasts. I'm happy we signed both of them. So
yeah, we're so happy.
I don't want one or the other. They're both doing what they got to do. So I wasn't at this match. NYCFC versus Columbus.
Wait, you sure you weren't? Then it's not like you said it 500 times.
Yeah, because it broke my heart, kid.
That's that trauma, man. Listen, sometimes you gotta, re-expose yourself to trauma.
I mean, now I understand it even more though. After what happened that game.
Yeah, I mean, I already knew some shit like that probably was gonna happen. I'm like, watch
more games. I'm kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, how's the vibes in the stadium, guys? Because
I would say, it was
I was too busy being a fraud.
Yeah, too busy being responsible. Something you always get on me for doing, right?
Oh, wait, just quickly, just highlight that me and Nico both started new jobs this month, so don't kill us. That we didn't upload this month. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Kill me, bro. I'm a fraud.
So definitely he has such imposter syndrome, I would say vibes inside the stadium were pretty dope. Something that I really picked up on was there was this real we're not gonna give up attitude. Something I haven't really seen from a supporter, any amount of supporters I've spoken to in a while. Just because of the simple fact that I think now that Pascal Janssen has given us reason to believe that, we're not out for the count. We may get punched in the face, but now we're gonna fight back. And I think that's something that we really any sort of club that's going to make any type of playoff run definitely needs that type of personality. And I think that's something that we've really been seeing. And a lot of people have been expressing to me over the last week and a half, whenever speaking about NYCFC's current state of mind and attitude, right? So I really think that, even though when we get into the game, like Columbus comes out, swinging first, and we just did not, we refused to lose, we refused to give up. So I think that's something that is becoming a determining factor in how we're, taking on opponents this season. Opponents who may be higher than us in the standings, opponents who may be playing better than we are, or opponents who are just freaking unreal runs at the moment. So, definitely. But before anything else, fellas, let's get into this lineup real quick. So definitely, Cesar, my man, take it away, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, guys, it's not much more than well, we see a consistency in the lineup nowadays. It always mainly looks like it's Freeze and goal, right back Tavon, center back partnership of of Hack and Martins, O'Toole, midfield of O'Neal and Perea. Out wide left you got Wolf, right you have Nico, middle you have Maxi, top you have Martinez. For this game, though, they did switch. What was it? Correct me if I'm wrong, Felix.
Mhm.
I'm like having a brain fart. But yeah, it's Hack was brought into the midfield, and then
Yeah.
sorry, he was brought into the midfield, and it was with O'Neal at that time.
Yeah,
So
so they were kind of playing that double pivot
yeah,
at times. So definitely it was kind of refreshing to see just because of the fact that even in the first half we were having a tough time containing just because of the fact that if you really look at both goals that Columbus scored, they really caught us on that break because we were playing such a high line of confrontation, right? And basically we're winning the balls back, we're winning, second balls in these positions, and at the end of the day, we're not able to do much. We just go
oh
into
wait, sorry, pardon
Mhm.
me. This
Right.
this lineup was the lineup just the normal lineup I mentioned
Yeah,
with Perea, O'Neal in the middle, Hack and center back. So the
yeah.
next
So
match was when they rotated back. But yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
exactly. So when you start rotating Hack back in and out of that spot, that's when Columbus was like, "Oh, what are we gonna do now?" Because now that allows, Perea to just move forward, move forward and just, become another element in the attack. So, definitely I think that, once we can play either style against either team, depending on the opponent, and we're just gonna, wreck shop. And I think that this is the attitude that's been going on lately.
Yeah, so I mean that's the thing, right? We knew the crew are gonna bring it out. They
Yeah.
just got Ali, the new striker, the Palestinian striker, who
Hmm.
did amazing in the Club World Cup, which is another weapon in their arsenal. Um, I did highlight to you though before the game that Diego Rossi was not playing.
Yeah, which I thought was
So
going to be a positive, but
I,
it just
I
added to that.
I believe if I'm not wrong, it might have been that he was just rotated because it's a
Yeah.
midweek game. They also played in the weekend. So of course I'm like, it's better than playing both of them together because then we would have been screwed even more. But
Mhm.
but we knew that he's a threat in the air, on feet. He's a threat no matter what. And of course, they're gonna come off strong, which they did, and they scored first.
Yeah, Daniel
But
Gazda in the
again,
40th, I mean, it was, you really, it's just a, really, really soft call. Penalty takes it down, get, bottom left-hand corner, one's the Columbus, whatever. You just keep it moving, you know?
yeah, I know. And then it's something that, of course, we always know is that you know, never count us out. We've had so many, I think, a record amount of come from behind wins at this point. So,
Yep.
and then of course that manhand is Wolf
Oh
stepping
man, it
up when he's
was,
stepping up.
yeah, something, and to me, it's just a matter of, like I said, we get swung on, we swinging right back. And just the fact that it happens 5 minutes later, our response is just that much quicker. So I really think,
Yeah, that's a new trend nowadays, and I
yeah,
love
no,
it.
I really think this is something I've really been tracking because now what it is like, okay, bet, score your goal, do what you got to do, right? Now we coming back because now it's not so much, and this is something that was very prevalent during Nick Cushing's time here in New York City. That's it. This is the type of game we would have lost last season. Our guys
1000%.
would not have fought back as much as they did in this match. 5 minutes later, hot as wolf. There we
And
go.
and I mean, I would say that that's a new trend. I don't think I've ever seen an NYCFC team like that. Even before we would have had a deeper squad. I've never seen us respond to goals this quick, this like so often. And I think that's in the philosophy that Pascal Yas has always said. He's like, I want to be aggressive. We're down or we're not down, we're down or we're up, we're still being aggressive. We
Yeah.
still want it, and you don't give up. And listen, it's everything all of us ever wanted, really. So
Yeah.
we go into that half, a draw. So then, of course, the vibes were pretty good though. We did notice the
Yeah.
stadium was a bit empty, but
Yeah,
that
it's a
was
midweek
Wednesday.
game. I mean, school's
it's
back
a
in session.
rescheduled game, so it's like.
Yeah, it's also a rescheduled game too. I think that's the thing.
But
Charlotte
one
was
thing
as
is that
well. Charlotte
one
was as
thing is
well.
that kudos to, of course, Felix, to many of us out there that day. And I would say supporter section now consistently is a good amount of, filled up, which we love to see. But people were still coming out. People were
Yeah.
still shouting out. And again, it's what I mentioned a few weeks ago. It's that whole just knowing what's going to happen during games from the march to the stands, and those numbers are showing up no matter what. So we
Yeah.
love
A
to
lot
see
of
that.
newer faces as well, and a lot of younger faces too.
Yeah,
So
and we
it's
need
giving me
that.
a lot of hope. Then we open up in Queens, we'll be able to fill up that supporter section entirely. So now we're gonna bounce back into 60th minute, 15. We get second half starts. 15 minutes is pretty much of a battle, right? So, but just as you mentioned, Cesar, Wissam Abu Ali, Columbus's pick up over the summer, with the assist by Max Austin, and now you start seeing this great battle starting to develop. I mean, at
Yeah.
least to me, you started seeing the momentum swinging over to that, to Columbus. After a while, when you really start looking at the momentum swings, right? That's when they started peaking, right? So once you start seeing that, you're kind of like, oh shit, we got to take control of this match. But I think this is like the best time period that we saw Columbus play in this match.
Yeah, because the first goal was a penalty, and listen, we all know, even the commentator said it, that was pretty soft, and should have
It was
probably
a
not have
soft
been a
goal.
penalty. So, but that header by Ali was amazing. When I saw it go in, I'm like, yeah, no, you can't take nothing away from that. But
Yeah.
again, like we said, grit, intensity, fight back attitude,
Yep.
and for his 11th goal, and I
Mm-hmm.
said it on Chop, I think, I'm like, it was a full moon because the wolf was out,
Yeah.
and he was hungry. He was
Mhm.
How
hungry.
many people started trying to howl after his second goal? Get it out your system, man. Get it. So anyway, that's what I mean. It's just like, 13 minutes later, right back.
Off the volley. Amazing.
Right back. And I think that, Hannes Wolf is understanding. He's finally getting into that
Yeah.
flow. He's starting to feel it right now. My juice box is going off, y'all. Y'all gonna have to mind him.
Maybe
He's
he
going
thinks
up.
he's hot as wolf.
Wait, you know what? Let me let him out. I'm gonna let him out. Give me 1 second, guys.
Maybe he thinks he's hot as wolf.
He's out here in the
He's
box.
like, you said
He doesn't
wolf.
want to go
I'm
out.
the wolf.
He wants to play. So anyway, I really think that Hannes Wolf is coming into his own. Now he's in New York and he knows what to expect, right? So he's really comfortable here and is showing in just this flow that he's in right now. I mean, it's just you see it with the skillful touches, the skillful passes. You're starting to see his touch on goal. Like this. There's no to me. This is one of Hannes Wolf's prettiest goals as he scored in NYC kit. You know what I mean? So
Oh
And I
yeah.
mean, the thing is, like I keep saying it, I'm not going to stop saying it because there's no reason to stop saying it. But this is what happens when you have an actual, not only a manager, but a coach like Pascal Janssen. He's squeezing, he's taking things, he's bringing things out of players that we didn't know they were capable of, or that they
no,
should be
definitely.
doing.
And I think this is something that I told you on. I think I told you this on Wednesday during the match. Pascal Janssen's value is squeezing every last inch of amount of talent out of you and having you just express
yo.
yourself for 90 minutes. Hey, yo.
Every way, shape, or form.
And having you express yourself and be the player that you are for 90 minutes. And that's his great value. And this is why we got to give credit where credit is due. Pascal Janssen, he definitely has to be in the running for coach of the year for that.
Well,
So
I mean, knowing MLS, they're probably not even going to consider that.
it's
But
not,
He
but
won't even get a
they should,
vote.
unless we
you have
go
to he
continue going
has
on
to
the
be in
tear.
that
But
consideration. Maybe we're biased,
no, this is no
and we
bias.
see it week in, week out.
Isn't the coach of the year usually just the guy who wins Supporter Shield?
Yeah,
I mean, listen, he actually could be a candidate, and he should be, to be fair.
I mean,
he
I
should
feel
be,
like,
but whatever.
But
like
not every MLS coach is going to be, have
I
that kind of
wouldn't even
repertoire
be
he had in Europe.
surprised if whoever's coaching Philly right now, whoever's coaching San Diego,
But Bobby Carnell, yeah, that's fucking.
they're probably
He
gonna
actually
get
could
it.
be a candidate. But
But
regardless of that, I mean, listen, like we kept saying, it was It was an ongoing battle. Something
Yeah.
I expect from Crew and NYCFC always. They were
Yeah,
getting
it
a
was
lot of
it was
they were
it was
getting
a
a
bit
lot
of a
of calls in their
dogfight.
favor, which was pretty annoying. And listen, we talk about that attitude, we talk about that grit, we talk about that intensity, and it went off. It
Oh man.
continued until the very last minute when the game, a season-changing event happened. Something that I felt in my heart that didn't make me react this different for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
dude.
it was Julian Fernandez with that gem of a left foot that we know what he can do. We've seen it at Miami. We've seen it
Yep.
at City Field. We've seen it everywhere. And he's just told Seymour Reed, hold up. This is my angle. This is my
I'm
time.
gonna put this left foot to
And
work
then,
right now.
regardless of whoever was in the stands, everyone that was there lost it. And this is
Oh
something
my God.
I went to tears
Nah,
because
dude,
it
this
made
is
me feel so
you know,
proud of these guys.
see, I think this is like as far as the statement win goes this season, this was
That
our
is the
statement
number
win.
one. Yeah. This
See,
starts a
so much
run.
that
That is the type of goal
Wilmer
that starts a
Lasso is
run.
so mad that he had to miss that match. Look, he's sad, bro. Sad face all day. But
Bro,
in
I
my
literally
opinion,
fell to my knees at work when that happened.
I'd
yeah,
rather you do that than out of disappointment. I'd
yeah,
just
no, dead ass. Like,
I, Julian Fernandez, like, wow, talk about a guy who's been on the outskirts of the
yeah.
lineup. He's been in and out. People are like, is he gonna leave? Is he gonna do this? And for him to just put all that noise and just say, everyone shut the fuck up. I got
You will
this.
read. I got this.
A golazo.
nah, man.
Bro.
And I think that points a lot to his personal development. And once again, players actually improving under Pascal Janssen, which was
The
something we couldn't
locker
say
room.
Under Nick Cushing. This
The lo-
attitude, this edge, this locker room looks together, and I really feel um, okay, we can interpret this goal in so many different ways, right? We can interpret it as, hey, Julian Fernandez had the better angle on the shot, um, and he was going to take his shot because he knew that this is what he's going to work, right? His left foot is work. So he's letting Seymour Reed know, kid, I got this. I got you, dog. Trust me. You know what I mean? He's like, Papi, I got this, bro. Let me take this shot,
a
okay? I
Latino
got this,
night.
bro. So he told him,
Latino
I'm Noche
Heritage
Latina.
Night.
Okay, so listen, I really think that and after having met Julian Fernandez last year at the CITC homecoming, humble kid, he's a hard worker. Um he's a baller. He's a baller.
Oh, technically, yeah, he's
I don't
he's
think he
really
got a shot under
great.
Nick Cushing. He's been steadily improving, under Pascal Janssen. And I really feel like he's been injected with so much confidence that he may have lost last season, being on the bench, not getting minutes, taking his shot. It may not be going in, but he's still taking it. Now he has a lot more, and now that he has that role, coming off the bench and knowing that that's his time to shine. And when his number came for him to take that quality shot, for him to for the ball just to effortlessly just caress and just go around and just top bins, bro. Come on. That's another goal of the year candidate, in my opinion.
But
Just the
that's what
significance of it, technique, angle, all the good stuff, right? But also what it means to our season.
literally. And like I said, listen, at the end of the day, that's why you need somebody in charge that can make a locker room, that can make a team gel. Because regardless of being, outside of the picture, whether you're going to start or not knowing where to play you, not they've tried him in the middle of the field because the wide players are more preferred because he doesn't have maybe the intent, like maybe the running speed, the intensity they might need to be, to be a winger, to start and be a winger. But again, that's why you need to know every player. The best coaches are the best man managers, and what they
Yep.
do is let everybody know, no matter what, you have a role in this team. Whether you play less, you have a role, and take your shot when you get it. And he literally took his shot. And this goes to show that no matter what, everyone's important. Either you
Yeah.
start or you don't. You're in the
Mhm.
reserves. You're in the bench. Everyone's important.
Exactly.
Forget this season. I spent a lot of time thinking about this. First off, I watched that goal like 20,000 times.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Like I could just
Oh yeah.
over and over and over again. But
Yo,
bro,
and wait. You know something? Let's mention this right now. Shouts to Chris Forero. You know what you did. You know what you did. You know how much you got roasted. We had to call you
hold up.
right after that. And I hope you still feel okay about that, Chris. Word the motherfucker up.
Yo, dude, I got it. Oh my god, that's an insider joke, guys. But the all right, guys. Well,
Straight red card,
that's so
Chris.
funny.
Straight red card, Chris. That was
Oh,
unacceptable.
man, bro.
I would say
Se la
though, guys,
cagó.
I was with him for the majority of the day yesterday. We had a great day. He
Right.
made up for it yesterday, but he knows what he did wrong, and I made him know. We all made him know.
Yes, we did. We definitely did.
Just know that regardless.
If you ever leave an NYCFC game to go to a movie, straight red. Bro, bro.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Straight red card. No questions asked.
Well, listen.
If you show up to Wednesday wearing anything Messi related, red card.
Yeah, no.
You're getting physically thrown out of City Field.
Let me finish
Literally.
my point though. As I think back on the history of NYCFC, I'm hard pressed to find a single greater game-winning goal at Yankee Stadium than that.
Yeah.
The way the game went, how all the odds were stacked against us, where we're at in the season, how critical all these games are, and just the way this wasn't a tap in, this wasn't a deflection, this was a fucking golazo. And
yeah, dude.
Shout out to Cesar Hernandez for arguably one of the greatest NYCFC moments of all time. So shout out to you, my friend. You're officially etched into the memories and the history books because, man, that was that. I hope everyone who was at that match and was watching enjoyed that because those moments don't come off.
Yeah, those are pretty special.
Julián, si estás oyendo, él no estaba en el estadio y él se siente así. So,
imagínese nosotros.
Literally, like if I was there, I might have stormed the pitch. Like, I'm not even lying.
You know, and it was such. And you know something,
Wednesday.
I think that was just such a great moment in celebration too. I mean, I know I took my kid off. Everyone's taking. You know, I had an undershirt on, guys, right? But everyone's just throwing beer, and I think it was just that moment. I mean, it was just that moment, and I think it was just that release because we beat these guys, and you know now we're making that statement. So I think that and you know something, I definitely have to agree with that point, Nico. I'm pretty hard pressed finding a game winner that maybe this guy Thiago Andrade versus DC a few years ago.
That was that Red Bull though. That was that
Red Bull. Okay,
it was
epic, but how many people actually got to like for the people who've been up and down the road, flew all across the country for most of them to be there for that moment. That was dope. That was a special moment. If that was your first NYCFC game,
you came to a good one. So
you're hard pressed to find a better. They had everything, even as a neutral. That's exactly what you want to watch as a fan.
Yeah, but to finish off on such an important, critical game, probably, hey, this is a season-defining game. Listen, that was like a grand slam. You call your shot, Babe Ruth. Home run, you know, for all the baseball jokes they love to make against us. Keep doing that because we'll just keep winning.
That was a Jordan. That was a Michael Jordan.
Keep winning. We'll just lock it up.
That's like the kiss of death right now, dude.
Beater, bro. That was a MJ buzzer beater, bro. Like truly, just
that's why you put it all over.
And the reaction to watch the whole team, the way they celebrated, you could tell how much. That's one of those things that could be, you know, goody to Everson.
You know, a lot of people were throwing that around.
Nah, we gotta chill with that. No lie.
Throwing it around. I mean, I don't know.
But you know,
hey, Papi, I don't know. It's no me. It's no me.
It's no. I know 2021, Papi. I'm 2025. Okay.
But all right, guys. But to move on from such an amazing game, of course, the next day
to a match,
things could not be getting better.
Oh
right?
yeah, I forgot.
Getting better. The next day, Nico and myself decided to go to the Men in Blazers event at Terminal 5 in Midtown, and of course, it had been advertised as a certain captain from a certain team in Jersey that's outside of the playoff picture being there along with, Cat and Josh Hart from the Knicks. It wasn't really advertised that any NYCFC involvement was going to be made until, we started hearing little words here and there that some of our players are going to be there. And it was said that Matt Freeze, Justin Hack were going to be there. And of course, we decided to take the trip even after work. I decided to go and meet Nico up as well. And glad that we did, because in that event, we had the big announcement officially. So, and that was that Matt Freeze is extending his contract until 2030. And it was Chop Cheese FC that did it on socials and announced it first.
Nico Romano, Chop Cheese Romano. Nah, listen, I mean, the team kind of hinted at it earlier in the day. And let me just say, Matt Freeze, man, looking back at it, the fact that, first of all, respect to Huicho Barraza, the fact that he ever started over Matt Freeze is disrespectful.
Hey,
And
listen,
I don't say that lightly. I don't say that lightly. But hindsight being 2020, that was absolutely wild that was ever even a competition, a discussion. This man is literally, he in my opinion, is already supplanted himself as the second best keeper in the history of the club, especially if he stays for as long as he should. I hope he doesn't go to Europe, just because he's getting as much play as possible. He's playing against top Mexican clubs, where he's playing against world-class players. He's playing against Messi. He's blocking Suarez's shot. Like, he's not playing against bums. And I don't want him to have what happens to every American keeper. He goes to Europe and just disappears. Like,
not every American keeper, modern day American keeper.
Yeah, well, these days.
Yeah,
I don't
but
want
that's the trend, though. I mean, that's what's been going on.
I don't want him to be Matt Turner.
Matt Turner.
Stay with us.
We really think about it. Who was the real last American keeper who was getting burned like that? Like Brad Guzan?
Well, I mean, listen, Felix, of course, and I know that America for a long time was known for keepers in Europe that shine. So until recent times,
until recent times, but even that's changing. So definitely,
but just that, it is dope to have him there, to have that, and to have Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart get the NYCFC kit. I hope they threw those Red Bull ones in the garbage. And it was sick. It was dope to be there for that moment. And me and Cesar had a great time. I was acting a fool. Where's your family?
So I would say, though, for an event that was announced last minute, NYCFC fans were loud, and the majority of Red Bull fans were like families. So, like, Roger Bennett for the Men in Blazers kept telling, like, New York City, you got to calm down, because we were chanting so much. Even when even when they were saying other stuff, we kept chanting. And I love that Matt Freeze and Hack were the ones that started the whole thing, because it was a good trendsetter. It was the personality shown. It was a very, like, what is it, like, intimate, went into their lives, into how they came from nothing to something. And of course, later, Forsberg, that put me to sleep. When he came up, again, listen.
What did he tell? Did he tell the story about how he left his family?
That would have been more entertaining, actually.
God!
But he did
child support.
But yeah, of course, Michael Bradley was there. Of course, aside of all the rivalries, if you love the sport, you love this national team. I appreciate for what he did for the national team, and that's what I'm going to leave it at.
Yeah.
And it was good to see the Knicks players there, of course. Shout out Karl Anthony Towns for really shouting out the MLS.
Bodega Cat.
Chelsea, like Josh Hart. But it was a fun event.
On MLS hard body, but it's all good.
It was a fun event. There was a lot of basically the Men in Blazers did a good job of starting off their tour in New York, basically highlighting the Hudson River Derby. So. Yeah, it was great.
Wow, it actually brought perspective, validity to the derby, so it's dope. And now to a game that we all attended.
Yes.
Yesterday.
We played Charlotte, who is riding high. I mean, they had an 8-game win streak. If they would have beat us, that would have been the longest win streak in MLS history. People were saying, is this the best team ever? Blah, 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 blah. Listen. A lot of people were saying, oh, they're gonna come in the Bronx and stomp the boys, and I was like, I don't know about that one. And we same lineup, guys. I mean, look, this is basically the
It's
same
a change.
lineup.
It was a change. I can even help you if you want.
Yeah, I think Justin Hack moved into the center back again, and Raul Gustavo's on the bench.
No. He went to DM next to Perea. O'Neal took a break, and you had Gustavo with Thiago.
So I was close, boys.
We tried.
Listen, kid. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
All I know is the fucking mustache. It plays.
Listen, we're undefeated. So long live the stash, bro. But one thing that I will say is that so the game starts, we get going. We got a penalty in what minute was it?
11th.
And it was early in the 11th minute. And then Alonso Martinez goes and buries it right in your face, right down Main Street. So we go up 1-0. I'll be honest, it was a pretty boring game. Aside from those 2 goals, it had a couple moments, but
my biggest takeaway from this game, and I just love to see it. We would talk about, when he was younger, James Sands, he had Wayne Rooney in his back pocket. Tavon Gray had Wilfred Zaha in his back motherfucking pocket. Tavon Gray was frustrating the hell, and I love it. I love seeing it. Anytime that number 10 was on
where is he from, bro? Where is he from?
Allerton, baby, all day. Let's go. You know what I mean? So,
I gotta make
it's just, and we keep saying this, and this is a constant theme that we've been running into these last 3 games. How much these guys are improving under Pascal Jansen. Tavon Gray has taken on this harder edge to him at right back. I mean, at left, at the right back. And it's just like, Misha, he's going through what he's going through at that position. He's, obviously homesick, whatever. But I think Tavon, as the years have gone by, we get further and further away from 2021. He has really solidified himself as being one of the best right backs in this league. Anyone wants to argue with your mama. Tavon Gray is one of the best right backs in this league.
No, I agree.
Put my balls.
And you can throw my balls with some hummus and tahini. And straight take that to the face.
Yeah, fun fact, guys. Felix actually is the one that voiced that video.
I was not. I was actually showing the video that
it was in the halal place.
Yeah, no, your wife sent it to me. That shit was hilarious. I was dying laughing.
Shout out to Evie. The purveyor of Instagram reels.
Tavon went.
No, but you're forgetting. You guys are forgetting one point. I mean, of course, there was a game full of penalties. 2 that we converted. Alonso Martinez 17 on the year.
We didn't even get to his second goal yet. He scored his second penalty in the 58th minute. So Boys of Blue were up 2-0. It was looking good. And then I don't remember what minute it was.
The 69th.
69th. Ooh,
nice.
Feels his favorite time. Tavon Gray was just a stupid ass foul in the box.
Yeah,
straight up.
It was. I think it was the fact he got beat. He got beat. He got frustrated. Flicked his heel. Yeah.
It was dumb. He that's better. I know he knows better, and you could tell he knew. And bro, Matt Freeze, John a little bit, and Wilfred Zaha playing a little mind games.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Guys, there was a pretty interesting article in Athletic, maybe came out about 3 weeks ago, right after and so Matt Freeze is just talking about the shithousery. He just talks about the mind games and how he really does prepare for these matches and how he even prepares for penalties, and it's just so much technique so much work he puts into. He's not going to talk about it in the article, obviously, what he looks at and whatnot, but it's just the fact that this guy, he's so intelligent. He plays these mind games, got into Wilfred Zaha's head. And I think, Cesar, it was you who had said that has to be one of the weakest penalties I've seen anybody take in a while.
So it's funny. Yes, I did say that. And it's funny because I was like, somebody in the comments in some kind of thread or section, they said, oh, did he put a bet on himself to miss that? Because it was pretty bad.
It was awful.
And yeah, again, like we said, I mean, do you expect better? Wilfred Zaha, of course, he came in to his league with high hopes. He's done pretty well. I mean, Charlie's done well, but again, to shut him off shut their whole front line off, riding high 9-game win streak,
Mm-hmm.
and then Matt Freeze does that. That was an omen, you know. This is for all those times that we got bad penalties, like we got the one in Columbus that should not have been a penalty. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people will say, "Oh, you got 2 penalties, you won on penalties." It doesn't matter. We've got them against us, and listen, we saved one, so technically, we deserve it. So
Listen,
it was
you
great.
get
Matt
penalties.
Freeze, you know, now getting even more eyes on him for being a penalty specialist,
Mm-hmm.
saving specialist. So, you know, what more could you ask for, you know? So it's a game full of penalties, 2 going our way, 1 save, and again, what came out of that? We clinched the freaking playoffs, guys.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
it
we
was
did.
so great. I think
We
that
out.
a lot of the rest of the match was a lot of that chippiness, back and forth. I mean, there was a lot of yellows being shown in the second half, especially that last part. Then, for whatever reason, we had what 8 minutes of extra time from
Oh
where
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I
a
don't know where
VAR
you get that
decision.
from.
Come on,
That
that to me was like, come on, you know. But I always tell myself we know how to hold it down when we have a lead. We know where how to park the bus, when to park the bus, and come out another 3 points against a very very hot Charlotte team, guys. I mean, you come to the Bronx, you get keep joking around, keep making them jokes. All these social media teams keep making these jokes about playing in
Literally.
baseball stadium. Take
be
that L on the
original,
way out
bro.
when
If
you
you
come
want
Just
to
come to
if
New
make
you
York
fun of,
City.
listen, if you want to make fun of NYCFC, there's so many things you could point to in the stadium. Is just like, bro, it's so corny. It shows that you have no creativity because there's really ways to make fun of us, but the fact that you are not creative enough to figure it out, shame on you. Shows how
And listen, at the
pathetic
end of
you
the
are at your
day,
jobs, and that's it. Especially from Charlotte, bro, because their MLS social team is usually pretty fire. So for them to be just going for low hanging fruit, y'all corny for that.
not
Yeah.
only even that, they play in a football stadium. So again, you had your own soccer stadium, I feel you, but you don't. So, and I just wanted to say a few key points we want to highlight from this game. Of course, we know that we crushed their, winning streak. That could have been a record winning streak. We clinched playoffs.
Yes.
Something we didn't
Once
know we could
again,
have done
say it
this
again.
early. What's it called? Alonso Martinez is now on 17 on the year.
Listen, 8
Meaning
out of our first 10 years, we made the playoffs, guys.
17 in the year. And when Tati won Golden
Fuck
Boot,
you, Jason Christ and Nick Cushing. Oh, sorry.
when Tati won 19, when he won Golden Boot, he scored 19. So Alonso Martinez only needs 3 more goals to surpass that.
Yeah. I think
So again, that in itself is impressive. And I think the only player that has scored 20 or more is that man David Villa. So
yeah.
no, we can say his name now. We're in the 10th year anniversary.
No, yeah, we could talk about him this year, and we'll never speak about him again for
And
another 10
then,
years.
we take this hot streak. We haven't won 3 in a row this year. I was checking at the goals that we conceded this year, and we have top 5 defenses in the league. Might be top 4 actually, but we don't concede. We have a pretty good defense. And listen, we're shutting off games the way we're supposed to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from this game, guys, we go to that big one on Wednesday.
Yep.
The first one of the
Messi comes to town, guys.
It is over Felix's right shoulder, but just the 2025 edition. The boys in blue will be taking on the Flamingos into Miami and City Field. I heard it's going to be a sellout, so I don't work that day. It is going to be a hectic week. We will drop an episode talking about just that game specifically because I want to talk about that game because I'm sure it's going to be epic, and I know we're going to win. I believe it in my soul. But
no, I
Miami,
really feel like
high,
this is another one.
They beat DC, but we just got to take care of business, and I'm just really excited to have NYCFC just be on the world stage because, as much as I hate to admit it, when Inter Miami plays, people watch. So hopefully some guys, if you want to evolve your career, if you want to make a big moment, this is a great game to, step up and make sure you can make that future move in your career possibly. This is a great match to show up for that.
Yeah, I really feel Miami right now. Yeah, they just came in, they beat DC yesterday 2-1. I think what was it? 2-1,
3-2,
3-1?
3-2. Last minute, I think, goal by.
Yeah, so um we had the whole debacle with Luis Suarez, and after what happened at the Leagues Cup final. I believe he is eligible for this match, so
Yes, unfortunately.
definitely we do have to deal with him. But I honestly feel like the center back pairing we have now, like we are gonna have something. We're gonna have an answer for that. We had an answer for Messi. I believe that we're gonna shut him down again. Once you shut off his channels, he has nowhere to go. So I really feel like we have a defensive answer for him, and I really feel like Thiago Martins is really gonna put the beats on Luis Suarez. Absolutely, and let him know he's not gonna come into the Burrows and do his thing. So
Well,
Studs up, boys. Studs
studs
up.
up all day. I don't care. Something.
Studs up.
we'll get
This
a
is the
red
type
card
of
though.
game. This honestly, the way it's shaping up right now, it's going to be a pretty physical one because Miami knows, their season's on the line. Their playoff position is on the line.
And mind you guys,
Somehow, some way, it actually is. It really is dangling, which is actually insane that they haven't clinched a playoff spot
well,
yet.
mind you guys, they are right behind us. We're fourth and they're fifth. Of course, Charlotte's above. They have a game in hand. If we win against Miami, we jump to third. Miami stays in fifth. They still would have a game in hand to like the rest of everyone else around them, or maybe one or two. But again, they would be looking at a spot, what, five, and they could drop even more if they don't get that win. So
Exactly.
at the end of the day, we have to look at it for our perspective. What matters most, we get to go top three if we win this match, guys, and that is
And that to me
humongous.
is such a beautiful thing because I
That's
think
huge.
that's where we're supposed to be in my opinion. If you asking me, that's where we're supposed to be is in the top three.
And again, of course, I understand everybody's confidence. I am also confident, of course. This is the hottest you're riding in to play against Miami, and everything goes well. All the gods being praised. If we get this W,
Listen,
we go to the hottest we've probably ever gone into a derby. Talk about back-to-back flexes. And
Yep.
if
I
we
was
win
at
on Wednesday, guys,
I was at
everyone in the
Chase
league,
Stadium.
everyone in the league is going to have our names in their mouth for all the right reasons because we're one of the favorites to win it all.
Even
Guys.
if you're going on head-to-head form right now, Miami have lost two in their last five. We've only lost one. And the way
We
we're
won. Yeah, we in league play, we probably
And
lost like
they're
one in the last
old, and
seven
their
or so.
defense is shit. And Alonso Martinez is gonna have a good day.
That's what I was gonna say actually. Yeah, that their defense is always like floppy. Our offense is clicking, and our defense is good. And like you said, your center back partnerships. We have two center backs. We could even bring in Gustavo, who can even play with Hack. If we want to, really shut shop, we can have a back five, three in the back.
And
We're flexible. So it's a great time to have everyone healthy. I hope nothing happens between now and then, of course. And I hope the guys are feeling well because they've been, playing a lot of minutes lately. And we know that. We appreciate that. But listen,
listen,
it's the best time to go into a game against Miami.
I was at, and after I say this, I think we could pretty much wrap it up. I was at the season opener in Fort Lauderdale, and we blew it. We blew the win to Miami last second. They scored the equalizer. We cannot let them off the hook. We gotta stick it for us to win this game. It would mean a lot. It would be huge to go into the derby with a win.
Yeah.
You don't want to start stumbling. We have 4 matches left, guys. Miami, Red Bull, Philly, Seattle. So this is really the last scheduled home game of the season. So this is it. Chain your fucking heart out. Put all that messy garbage to the side and let's get this W. All right, that's what we're gonna do.
I think really like this is the exciting part of the season. This is the business end of the season, guys, and I really feel like when we look at where the team was in March to where the team is now, those mistakes have been cleared up. A lot of those mistakes that we were making, in which we were not locking it down for 90 minutes, we're starting to see a marked improvement in this club's mentality in which they absolutely have to lock it down for 90. So if we find ourselves with a lead in the 60th, I'm very confident
Good
in our
shot.
chances in the West on the going the rest of the match.
And I was gonna say, so of course, talking about this game and everything, after that 6 months difference you just mentioned, Felix. Of course, I think the front office could have done a bit better to find us players. even though they did a good job. Let's be honest. Listen, this is all possible because of the guys, our coaches, the guys making it work. You know, this is exactly when you get hot. Fernandez's goal could not come at a better time to start this going.
Definitely.
So to close this episode and close this, what are your predictions?
Man, listen, I'll give him a 2-1 right now. 2-1 in NYC over in Miami.
3-1, baby. 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. You fucking heard it here first.
And we go into the derby and fuck the Red Bulls. Get the fuck out of here.
Guys, if we win this match, which I think will be a 3-1 or 3-0, if we win this match and we have the possibility of eliminating Red Bulls from playoff contention while we're third and in the hottest way coming in.
Man, you know something?
I'm living in dream.
I want to say this. Rebel FO, Rebel ownership.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I love
you
it.
guys are playing yourselves into New York irrelevancy. Bad enough y'all play across the river and you're geographically challenged. You guys are playing yourself into irrelevance in New York City. New York is blue all day.
I think they're doing a great job. I don't know what you're talking about. I think
that is true. Let them keep doing what they're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing. That's it. Keep doing.
I appreciate that.
Tell you any different, Red Bull. You guys are doing a great job.
Making New Jersey proud. But yeah, boys, what a freaking week.
Boys. This was a hectic one. This was a long one. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hey, yo. And we'll catch you guys on the flip. See you guys on Wednesday.
Shouts to everybody who's listening to us, who puts up with this for as long as y'all did. If y'all made it this far, y'all real ones.
And y'all Wednesday,
I better see y'all out there.
Don't be plastic. Support your local, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah,
New York is blue.
Messi.
New York is blue all day, guys. Every day.
I don't want to see it. All right. Deuces, everybody.
Take care, everyone.